Hey Jake, it's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
Very well. Thank you very much for having me. How are you?
I'm doing quite fine, my man, and thank you so very much for being here, for your patience. You see, we've been having some technical issues and you're still here. I truly appreciate that, my man. Thank you so very much. And you see, Jake, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for, yeah, beautiful. I love to thank my guest for two things, all right? And I do this so often to the point where it has become an anthem, you see. So, firstly, Jake, can you still hear me?
Yes, all good.
All right, beautiful. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now, right here, because you invested in yourself. And oftentimes, my man, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. They say some months back, Jake, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, there was this tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Jake, just recently I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree, you see. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches. It was such a lovely moment for me that day. I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Jake that you are today, that alone has made it really impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing, the impact your work is having, your philosophies, your insight, and how you are offering your solutions. It's amazing. And just before you got the request from me, Jake, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Jake is doing. Not only me now, but even the audience. And here we had a day with the amazing Jake. So I've got to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thank you so very much, my man. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Beautiful. So let's get started. You see, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today for two reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Jake, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information, and not just knowledge now, but the application of it. And you see, Jake, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. The second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Jake on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, Jake, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, Jake, my man, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Jake got here. And afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Jake, my man, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you see, my story is quite big. I started quite a few different businesses. I came to the UK with nothing, or £150 in my pocket, or that's about $180. And can you still hear me?
Yes, I'm with you, my man.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
with you.
perfect. Yeah, so I came to the UK with like $180 in my pocket, but I had a big dream. I was always a big dreamer. I always believed that you can do almost anything that you want if you have big dreams. then you can achieve them. It's always better to have big dreams, rather than small dreams, because there's a lot of people who are average and they striving for average, which means that like it's very difficult to be successful at average because everybody wants to be average, because most people, they don't believe in themselves. But when you have big dreams, the chances that you can achieve them, they're actually way bigger than achieving those average dreams. And I always teach my clients, my friends, that like, dream big, because if you strive for the stars and then you land on the moon, you're still better off than most people. So yeah, I've got lots of stories. I'm one of those people who, if someone says let's do something, I will be like, okay, let's do it now. Like, don't wait till tomorrow, don't wait for the next week. If we want to do something, just do it. Don't wait.
Amazing, my man. That's a beautiful start, and I love that. Don't procrastinate. Don't push it forward. Do it right now, and dream big. You see, when I got to understand the stuff you're saying about dreaming big, boy,
Mm,
it really helped my perspective, and it changed a whole lot of things concerning how I reason. You know, the environment you grew up at times can limit how you
mm,
view things and how big or small your dreams could be. So when I got to realize that I can actually achieve anything I set my mind to, oh boy, it changed series of things within me. So I got that. That's a beautiful one. So I'm still a bit curious, all right? You mentioned a particular figure. Is it $150 or 150, $80? I can't remember. What made you move to the UK with just that amount?
this is all I had, like, I only had like £150, which is equivalent to about $180. That was my whole fortune. That was all my savings that I've got.
Wow.
But it didn't stop me. I'm the guy who's seeking solutions rather than seeking problems. Most people complain. Like, most people are like, oh, what about this and what about that? But I love that saying that when God wanted to make a king out of David, he didn't bring him a crown, he brought him a Goliath. And David had to fight this massive guy, and he won because he was like, okay, I have no other choice, I just have to do it. And we all like this, we go through life and we're going to have loads of Goliaths, but we have to fight them. If you run away, then it's not a living, it's just waiting for you to die eventually. Because life can be a great adventure, but you are responsible for that adventure to be great. Nothing just happens. You have to create your life. I always teach my clients, my friends, everyone, or when I do podcasts, that like, you are responsible. If you want to have a great future, you have to create it. And yes, of course, we cannot predict everything. We cannot have a control of everything. But I believe in 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle, that I think we have control of about 80% of the things, and the 20% are randomly happening. But we have 100%, we are 100% responsible for what we do with what happened to us. What happened to us, it will happen anyway. So don't worry about that. Just take that responsibility. Uh, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. It would happen anyways. Don't worry about that. Just take that responsibility. I got that. Beautiful
Mm.
words. Profound statement. Okay, so what are the biggest lessons about business that school never taught you?
It's to have a vision. I have this beautiful frame that I teach to other people. I came up with it in 2015. It's called the Vision GPS. The vision. So I have that framework I use with all my clients. It's called Vision GPS. Just like GPS in your car, it needs four things. First of all, a clear destination, your vision. Number two, goals that act like checkpoints. Number three, flexible planning so you can reroute when life throws curveballs at you and problems and setbacks, Goliaths. You know what I mean? And then number four are daily systems that actually move you forwards. Most people just set goals without knowing where they really want to go. Or worse, they follow a rigid plan that collapses at the very first setback. The Vision GPS recalculates. It's how people stay aligned and keep momentum, no matter what life throws at them. Like Vision GPS is like the GPS in your car. It will tell you what to do only if you have the clear destination, only if you know what you want from life. Most people, they don't know what they want. Look, most people will plan their holiday, they will plan their wedding, and the rest of the life they just live on like random things, like whatever happens just happens, right? Of course, obviously we cannot control everything, but we can plan the future. Remember, if you want to have a happy future, you have to create it. So yeah, one of the things that I learned in life, in business, in anything, like look at the big businesses. All big businesses, all big corporations, they always have a vision. They know exactly what they want. They have spreadsheets, they have numbers, they have deadlines, etc., etc. They know what they want. Most people, they vague. If you ask them like, hey, what do you want in life? I want to be happy. That's cool, that's very nice, but what happiness means to you, you have to answer that. And most people, they don't know. They like, well, I want my children to be happy. Yeah, that's
Mm,
cool. How about yourself? Like, yeah, of course, most people want their children to be happy, but how about yourself? You're still alive. Mm. So yeah.
exactly, exactly. You see, now I see why you're so good at what you do. It's very, very interesting to listen to you speak because your words are insightful. And I get really excited when I learn things from people. So thank you for explaining these stuff that way. I love that. Okay, so still on business owners now. What is the number one mistake business owners make that keeps them stuck?
It's I call it a Superman or Superwoman syndrome. They want to do everything themselves. They think they can do everything. But the truth is, we only have 24 hours a day. Everybody, it doesn't matter if you are Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jake Smolarek, Elisha, all of us, right? Even King Solomon and King David, they also had only 24 hours a day, right? That's why, especially as an entrepreneurs, they should start learn how to delegate. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and they kind of know how to delegate, but they're struggling with that. And at the end of the day, if you want to be a businessman, if you want to be or a woman or entrepreneur, I always say to people, a real business is a business that works with you or without you. If you go on a holiday, 6 months or 12 months holiday, and your business can still be there and can actually grow on, that's a real business. If you go on a holiday and then your business stops, that's not really a business. That's a job, you know. And some entrepreneurs, they actually earn less money from their business that they could earn from just a 9 to 5 job, because everything needs to be done properly. And again, coming back to your question, yeah, most entrepreneurs, they're struggling with time management, especially with delegation, because they think they they will do everything the best. They think no one will do those things that they want to do better than them. But the truth is, probably there's a lot of people that they would do those tasks or things that you have to do way better than you, and maybe even faster.
You're so correct, my man. You see, because I had to learn this also the hard way. When I started my podcast, I was running everything by myself. And you see, the stuff was too much for me. But I just like what you said now, I felt like I could do it better myself. I could do it better myself. Until I learned this delegation of the thing the hard way. And so now I've delegated it all now. And the load has been lightened. So I got what you're saying. That's a very important one. Thank you for saying that. So let us talk about marketing hack. What are some marketing hacks that actually work for small budgets.
Yeah. I got you. So there's a little secret. You see, I run a small digital marketing agency, and I want it to be small. I don't want to have a lot of clients, right? I want to stay small. But what I learned from my very first business, my very first business was a construction company I started in London, in UK, right? And I was pretty successful with it. And then someone asked me, like, how do you do that? How is it that you can convert or convince those prospects into real customers so easily? And I always say, like, you see, because when you, as a construction business, you go in to see those people and you want to sell your products, you're talking about, like, hey, we're going to renovate your house. And I would say, we're going to renovate your home. And they said, like, what's the difference? Well, nobody cares about houses. We all want to have a home for a family and a dog. And it's all about emotions. The easiest thing to learn is to communication. You see, English is my second language. But I don't really care about it, because my communication skills are often way better than most people, because I know how to just choose the right words. When you say, like, when you're selling homes instead of houses, people are like, wow, I really want to have especially if you talk to women, because in a construction world, yes, the guys they've got the money, but it's the women that they make all the decisions, right?
Right.
And they are all about emotions and all about taking care of the family and creating that, family family thing, right? So this is very important. Communication skills. If you listen to, like, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, they all talking about communication skills. Warren Buffett became one of the richest person on this planet because many years ago he went through the Carnegie um, uh, institution on the courses on the communication, right? It's very important how you communicate and how you are actually um, selling or market your brand, your business, or whatever it is, if it's your personal brand or a company brand. This is very important, knowing how to communicate or how to spread the message.
Knowing how to communicate or how to spread the message, and using the right words. The right words. I got
Oh
that.
yes.
That's a
Oh
beautiful one,
yes.
my man. I got that. So we have two more questions to go. All right. Um, what is the first step to working on your business instead of working in it?
What do you mean exactly?
Okay. The question says, like, working on your business instead of working in it. You get?
You mean, like, how is it to
Yeah.
run a business rather than business
Business.
run you?
Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Just
Yeah,
like you
because most
mentioned
people.
earlier.
Mm,
Yeah. Like that part where you mentioned that you are around or not, your business should
mm,
still be functioning, even with or without you. Just to
correct. Yes.
buttress that.
I mean, that comes again to your communication skills and your delegation skills. You have to, yes, at the very beginning, as you said with your podcast, right? Yeah, if it's just you, yes, you have to do everything. But even from the day one, excuse me, you have to start thinking about how can I delegate more, because again, you only have 24 hours. You are very young. When I was in my 20s, I could work 20 hours a day. I can't anymore. I want to, but physically I can't work 20 hours. I can only work about 18 hours a day, unfortunately. But you have to start delegate. This is very important skill, especially for entrepreneurs. But look, delegation doesn't mean just other people. It could be different systems. Like
Yeah,
creating systems.
exactly.
It could be working with ChatGPT or any AI tool. This is also delegation. This is
That's
something
right.
that speeds up, right? So this is very, very, very important. But yeah, there's a lot of different factors with regards to that, because a lot of people in business, in entrepreneurship, they go into that trap. Then instead of them running the business, it's actually business running them, which is a massive trap, because eventually you're going to burn out. If it's not something that you really, really love, that like you're so passionate about it, eventually you're going to burn out.
So, Jakes, thank you so very much. What would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who would like to reach out to you or learn more about everything we've discussed, how can that be possible?
Mm. So yeah, again, first of all, have a vision, answer that very important question, like what is it that you want to do with your life? Because this is one of the most important questions we should ask yourself. And then believe in yourself, because this is very important. Doesn't matter what's happening, you can always get over it. You can always tackle any problem. Don't worry about what's going on. Just focus on yourself. And then, yeah, as you ask, if people want to find a little bit more about me or read some stuff on my website, they can just Google Jake Smolarek, and they will find me. It's very easy.
Beautiful. I love that. That's a beautiful word. So that's going to be the end of the show, my man. Thank you so very much for coming. And thank you for sharing this beautiful, high-opening stuff with us. It means a whole lot. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.